Imagine a place where speed is not just a feature, it's a legacy. A place where Formula One legends were made, and where the sound of V12s once echoed through ancient trees and towering grandstands. Welcome to Monza, the temple of speed. But beneath the roar of engines and the glory of victory lies a story of controversy, tragedy, and forgotten banked ovals that once defined a future of racing. Built in 1922, Monza is the third oldest purpose-built race circuit in the world, and arguably the most iconic. Nestled in the Royal Park just north of Milan, it was originally constructed in just 110 days. Its initial layout combined a high-speed road course with a steeply banked oval, allowing for incredible average speeds that were unheard of at the time. That original oval, used in the 1920s and 30s, was a beast in and itself. Its steep curves made it a marvel of engineering, but also incredibly dangerous. After several fatal crashes, it was eventually decommissioned. But Monza was not done with speed. In the 1950s, a new banked oval, even steeper and faster than before, was constructed. This loop, combined with the road course, created the legendary 10-kilometre layout used for the 1955 and 1956 Italian Grand Prix, as well as the infamous 1960 race boycotted by many British teams who were considering the banking to just be too dangerous. The oval's concrete banking, still visible today, remains one of the most awe-inspiring and haunting relics of motorsport history. Though no longer used for circuit racing, the Monza Oval remains remarkably well preserved. Its towering banking resurfaced just a decade ago and still echoing with speed during events like the annual Monza Rally. Monza has witnessed some of F1's most unforgettable moments, from the shocking slipstream battles in the 1960s and the chaotic starts in the 1980s, to the emotional wins of drivers like Schumacher and Vettel. But it's also a place where the sport paid a high price. In 1970, Jochen Rindt lost his life during qualifying at Monza, the only Formula One world champion to receive his title posthumously. 8 years later, in 1978, Ronnie Peterson suffered fatal injuries after a horrific first-lap crash at a temporary chicane placed before the Curva Grande. The accident, involving multiple cars, was a tragic reflection of the dangers lurking at such high-speed circuits. Monza had faced criticism for a long time for being too fast, too narrow, and too unforgiving. In response, permanent chicanes were introduced to slow the cars down. These included the Variante del Rettifiglio, the Variante del Arrogia, and later the Variante Ascari. Whilst these changes improved safety, many purists mourned the loss of Monza's original character, a circuit once defined by its uninterrupted straights and flowing corners, that was now punctuated by heavy braking zones and slow-speed bends. The push for safety didn't stop there. After the tragic weekend at Imola 1994, which claimed the lives of Roland Ratzenberger and Ayrton Senna, every circuit on the F1 calendar came under scrutiny. At Monza, the second Lesmo corner was reprofiled to slow incoming speed, while Curva Grande was shifted inwards and tightened to create more runoff space. These changes minimised danger, but disappointed purists lamented the loss of Monza's signature high-speed character. Around the same time, planned upgrades to the Monza circuit sparked an unexpected controversy. To expand runoff areas and improve infrastructure, large numbers of trees around the track needed to be removed. In response, environmental groups proposed a radical trade-off: demolish the disused Monza Oval, one of the most iconic remnants of the early motorsport history, and use that space to replant the trees that were felled. The proposal triggered immediate backlash from motorsport fans, historians, and preservationists. A petition to save the historic oval was launched and quickly gained traction, even receiving signatures from prominent Formula One drivers at the time who recognised the cultural significance of the old banking. For them, it wasn't just concrete, it was a monument of a bygone era of bravery and speed. Thanks to the public outcry and the high-profile support, the demolition plan was abandoned. The Monza banking was spared, and today the Monza Oval remains, weathered in places, but certainly still intact. Though it's no longer part of the Formula 1 circuit and remains largely dormant, it is occasionally brought back to life for the Monza Rally. Still, it stands as a haunting relic, preserved but fading even further from the sport's present, and perhaps from its future too. Today some call Monza outdated. They say it's just straights and chicanes. But ask any driver who's won here, or any fan who's stood in the Parabolica, or the Michele Barretto corner now, and they'll tell you Monza is different. It's sacred ground. What do you think? Does Monza still deserve its place on the F1 calendar in this era of ultra-modern tilkodromes and street circuits? Or has the Temple of Speed simply become a museum piece? A reminder of what racing once was? Let us know down in the comments. If you love motorsport history as much as we do, make sure to subscribe to Circuits of the Past and click on that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future videos. And if you want to dive even deeper into racing history, head on over to circuitsofthepast.com, where you'll find detailed articles about legendary circuits, just like Monza, of the past, and download a free ebook about 7 abandoned racetracks that you can still visit legally. Thank you so much for watching, and look forward to seeing you out on the circuit.